Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the last class we have done glycolysis. So how the aerobic respiration leads to production of ATP, and after that we have seen Krebs cycle, and we have explored how in the aerobic respiration in Krebs cycle 4 NADH2, 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP is produced from one molecule of pyruvic acid. So in our today's lecture we will see how this NADH2, FADH2 get converted into the ATP, the universal currency of energy. So aerobic respiration, 3 steps: glycolysis, Krebs cycle and ETS. So our today's topic is electron transport system. So where it occurs? It occurs in the inner membrane of mitochondria. The inner membrane of mitochondria is known as the crystal. So we have seen how in the Krebs cycle from one molecule of pyruvic acid 4 NADH2, 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP is produced. Now let us see why electron transport is called as the oxidative phosphorylation. We know phosphorylation is the addition of ADP, phosphate to ADP to form ATP. Now if it occurs with the help of oxidation, the term is oxidative phosphorylation. The synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate by using oxidation as an energy, that's why the term is oxidative phosphorylation. Electron transport system and chain, because there is a series of electron carriers which are arranged, and the 2 hydrogen and 2 electrons move from one electron acceptor to another, and there the formation of ATP molecule occurs. Now let us see how it is arranged on the inner membrane of mitochondria. The first molecule is NADP reductase. Next to NADP reductase comes the coenzyme Q. Coenzyme Q, then a sequence of cytochrome. You know, of course, Bachelor of Computer Application. So it is cytochrome B, C, A3. C, Bachelor of Computer Application. Easy way to remember, the cytochromes are arranged in this way: cytochrome B, C, A, A3. A3 is also called as cytochrome oxidase, and the terminal electron acceptor is the oxygen. Now let us see how the hydrogen and electron moves for synthesis of ATP. First comes the NADH2. NADH2 form NAD plus 2 proton, and the 2 electrons are then accepted by NADP reductase. This 2 electron then transferred to the coenzyme Q. One is oxidized, one is reduced. A easy way to remember is ROAR. Removal of electron is called as oxidation, and addition of electron is called as reduction. Once again, removal of electron is oxidation, and addition of electron is reduction. When 2 electron passes here, it is accepted by 1 ADP to form ATP. When electron moves from cytochrome to cytochrome B from coenzyme Q, then it transport from B to C1. Here also the 2 electrons are accepted by ADP to form ATP. And when from cytochrome oxidase the electron moves to terminal electron acceptor, that is oxygen from atmosphere, it forms the again one molecule of ATP. So from NADH2 1, 2 and 3. In this way 3 molecules of ATP form, and one is FADH2, it directly give its electron to coenzyme Q. So it converts into FAD plus 2 hydrogen. It forms FAD and the 2 electrons are accepted here. So how many molecules of ATP are formed? The 2 molecules of ATP are produced over here. So the net is from 1 molecule of NADH2, when the hydrogen moves, it forms 3 ATP, and from 1 molecule of FADH2, when electron moves, it forms 2 ATP. The sequence of chain is NADP reductase, coenzyme Q, cytochrome, Bachelor of Computer Application, B, C1, C, A, A3. A3 is called as the cytochrome oxidase, and यहाँ पे cyanide is the inhibitor. Terminal electron acceptor of the chain is oxygen, and it results in the formation of 1 water molecule. Now, how this ATP formation occurs? This occurs through specific channels which are called as F0, F1 particle. Now, let us comprehend our knowledge about it. How this occurs. This is inner membrane of mitochondria. The embedded part is F0, and the part which is protruding is F1. So when there is a proton gradient, difference in the concentration of Hi, then they move from inner membrane space towards the matrix. When the 2 hydrogen move, it brings a conformation change in this F1 molecule, and here result in the formation of ATP. So this F0 F1 particle which is present on the inner membrane of mitochondria is also called as ATPase, and this ATP production occurs because of the conformation change brought about by proton gradient. So it is also called as proton motive force. And this theory is called as chemiosmotic theory. So we have just have to remember that this is F0 F1 particle, also called as ATP. What is the driving force? That is the concentration in the proton, and this theory is known as chemiosmotic theory of ATP synthesis. Now moving forward, let us see the balance sheet of ATP, which we have now explorative information about the glycolysis, Krebs cycle and ETS. So during aerobic respiration, the 3 metabolic pathways which we have seen are glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and how the ATP production occurs in ETS. From 1 molecule of glucose we begin. How many molecules of ATP were produced? Remember, 2 ATP. Substrate level phosphorylation. And how molecules of NADH2 were formed? 2 NADH2. Total production was 4 ATP. Remember, and the 2 were utilized in the first steps. So, this is net gain is 2 ATP in Krebs cycle. When we talk about 1 glucose form, how many molecules of pyruvic acid? 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. And from 1 molecule of pyruvic acid, we have seen 4 NADH2 were produced, 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP. And if we talk about 1 glucose, then there will be into 2. 4 2s are 8. 2 FADH2 and 2 ATP. And 1 NADH2, we have seen in ETS, how many molecules of ATP? 3. So, 24 ATP. How many molecules of ATP? 2. 4 ATP. And by substrate level phosphorylation, it doesn't have to go through ETS. There is 2 ATP. So, total 24 plus 4 is 28, 29 and 30. 30 ATP were produced in Krebs cycle, out of which these 2 occur through ETS and this is through substrate level phosphorylation. Similarly, when we talk about glycolysis, 1 NADH2 is equals to 3 ATP, and if it is 2, 3 2s are 6. 6 ATP were produced. And 2 were from the substrate level. So 6 plus 2 is 8 ATP. When we calculate the production of ATP glycolysis in 8 and Krebs cycle, then 30 plus 8 is 38 ATP. This is the production of ATP in case of the prokaryotes. Well, in eukaryotes, there is membrane compartmentalization from cytosol. It has to travel, pyruvic acid has to travel into the mitochondria. So, in this process, 2 ATP are used up. So, net gain is 38 minus 2, 36 in case of eukaryotes. And what is the energy efficiency? 45%, because rest will be liberated in the form of heat. In this way, we comprehend that there is a total production of 38 ATP from one molecule of glucose and 36 in case of eukaryote, because 2 are utilized for transfer of pyruvic acid from cytosol to the matrix of mitochondria. What is the energy production? Efficiency is 45%, because remaining will be lost in the heat. Okay, in this way we have seen how glycolysis occur in the cytosol, Krebs cycle occur in the matrix of mitochondria, and the sequence of electron carriers which are arranged on the inner membrane of mitochondria result in the production of ATP by the oxidation power. Remember, electron transport system, the terminal electron acceptor is the oxidation, is the oxygen, and the ultimate product is the water. Thank you so much for watching.